Hi, my name is Jamie Sweeney, and I'm applying for my master's degree in supply chain management from MIT. Since I started my undergraduate degree at Penn State, I've always really liked supply chain because it's in everything we do and see every single day. It's so important. My undergraduate degree was actually in industrial engineering, and I really enjoyed it. I'm a process oriented person, and I loved that a lot of my classes focused on approaching complex systems and optimizing them, linear programming, all those types of things. But some of my favorite classes were supply chain related, such as service systems engineering. So that drove me to get in touch with professors in the supply chain department in our business school, and I took some of their classes and actually completed my year-long senior thesis in the supply chain school with the title of Point of Sale Data Use. And I learned that a lot of the industrial engineering concepts really complement supply chain management, and they really kind of parallel each other. And I feel I have a good hold and understanding of the industrial engineering side of things, but I'm eager to delve deeper into the analytical methods used to evaluate a supply chain and to improve it. A lot of the formulas, data analysis, things like that, that I'm not as familiar with. And I feel like the best way to do this is through a program such as MIT's. Since I graduated Penn State about a year and a half ago, I've been working for Siemens as part of their Operations Leadership Development Program. So this program is a 2-year program with 4 6-month rotations. And each rotation is at a different Siemens site throughout the country, and I take on a slightly different job role. And I can honestly say, all 3 rotations so far, I've been exposed to supply chain in some way. My first rotation, I acted as a manufacturing engineer, and as such, I worked to minimize transportation waste. So I looked at the flow of materials in through receiving, through inspection, and to the warehouse. My second rotation was entirely supply chain based. It was a materials management rotation where I was responsible for a commodity and a group of suppliers and making sure we had all the parts we needed to support production for that commodity. Even more so, I was put in charge of some larger supply chain related projects, evaluating our material availability and improving it, and also looking at the sourcing strategy for an entire product. I analyzed 60 or so parts, looked at where we were buying them from, the lot sizes, the lead time, and also the transportation methods. And I evaluated those, came up with a new plan, and actually got to implement that plan, which will save Siemens around $33,000 a year moving forward. My third rotation, and what I'm currently doing right now, I'm acting as an assembly supervisor, which is extremely challenging, but it's a great opportunity to see supply chain firsthand, to see kind of the pain felt when we stock out of a material, all the time wasted, the labor wasted, the rework, and also just how it impacts morale on the floor for the hourly workers. My goal after completing a master's in supply chain is to get a job as a supply chain or logistics manager overseeing both planning and purchasing, and to see the strategy on both sides and how we can work together. So for example, in purchasing, what's our transportation strategies, our lot sizes, our safety times, where are we sourcing this material from, and then how are those materials driven? How does production schedule the larger product, which then creates these component requirements, and how can we change that to make it more effective so that these two groups work together? So that's something I'm really interested in, seeing how that fits, how you can best utilize your labor, meet your customers' requirements, but make sure that you have low inventory, but you also have the material you need when you need it. The most exciting supply chain, the global supply chain problem that I find most interesting is definitely risk mitigation. Anything can happen at any time nowadays. Natural disasters, trade agreements, politics. How can you best prepare for that? How do you know you have enough suppliers throughout the globe that if there was an earthquake in a specific area, you would be covered and you would still be able to support production? How do you support just in time and have low inventory while also having safety stock to account for that risk? All these things really excite me and have driven me to apply for this master's. and I'm really excited by the opportunity, and I appreciate the opportunity you've given me to apply. Thank